What could make 9 strong, experienced hikers flee their tent, barefoot and half-dressed into a blizzard at 30 degrees below zero? What force could crush bones, tear out a tongue, and leave behind radiation no one could explain? For over 60 years, the Dyatlov Pass incident has haunted investigators, survival experts, and conspiracy theorists alike. The deeper you go, the stranger it gets, and whatever happened out there still hasn't been fully explained. Tonight we revisit what happened on Dead Mountain and the chilling details that have never stopped resurfacing. It was January 1959. 10 students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute in the Soviet Union set out for a winter hiking expedition in the Ural Mountains. All of them were highly experienced. The group leader, 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, was respected, capable, and methodical. Their goal: reach Mount Otorten, deep in the frozen wilderness. But to reach it, they'd have to pass through another peak, a Mansi name for this mountain translated roughly to "don't go there." For these students, that was just folklore. One hiker, Yuri Yudin, had to turn back early due to illness. He would be the only one to survive. The rest kept going. The hikers were expected to send telegrams once they returned from the trail, but their messages never came through. Eventually, 1 week passed, then 2, and their families grew anxious and demanded a search. On February 26th, a volunteer rescue team spotted the first sign: the tent the group stayed in, half collapsed, partially buried in snow, but still standing. What was strange was how it had been torn. Not from the outside, from within. The fabric was slashed open from the inside out, as if the hikers had panicked, desperate to escape something outside. All their gear was still inside: shoes, jackets, food, even journals. Footprints led away into the forest, some barefoot, some wearing only socks. Following the trail of prints, rescuers made their way downhill into the trees. That's where they found the first 2 bodies, both men lying near the remains of a small fire under a cedar tree, stripped to their underwear. Their skin was frostbitten. Their hands were raw, burned possibly from clinging to fire or climbing the tree in panic. Branches high above were broken, as if someone had tried to climb or escape something from below. A few hundred feet away, 3 more hikers were found, Dyatlov among them. They were scattered between the tree and the tent, as if they had been trying to crawl back. Their frozen bodies were twisted in unnatural positions, but it was the final 4 that horrified investigators. 2 months passed before the last 4 hikers were discovered. They had fallen or fled into a ravine, buried beneath 12 feet of snow, and their condition was far more disturbing. 1 had a crushed skull. 2 more had multiple fractured ribs. Yet there were no external bruises, no skin trauma. It was as if something had crushed them with extreme force, but left no marks on the outside. Ludmila Dubinina was the most disfigured. Her eyes were missing. Her tongue was gone. So were parts of her lips and facial tissue. Her injuries weren't consistent with decomposition or wildlife. Something had happened to her, something the snow could not hide. That should have been the end of the story. But then the forensics reports came in. Some of the hikers' clothing tested positive for radiation. Their skin had a strange orange tint. Their hair appeared grayer than it should have been. And the official cause of death? A compelling natural force. The government closed the case. Files were sealed, and that's when the rumors started to spread. Over the years, dozens of theories have emerged. The most mainstream explanation: an avalanche. It's clean and simple, but it doesn't fully explain the strange injuries, or why the tent wasn't buried, or why they ran barefoot into the woods instead of grabbing their gear. Some researchers have proposed infrasound, a rare weather phenomenon that can create low-frequency vibrations capable of inducing panic and hallucinations. But would that explain the missing eyes or the tongue? Others believe they stumbled onto a military experiment, perhaps parachute mines or radiation-based weapons being tested in the area. The radiation, the orange skin, the secrecy. It would explain why files were sealed for decades. But then there are the stranger theories. A Yeti attack. based on cryptic lines found in one of the hikers' diaries. UFO sightings were reported in the area that same night. Some even believe the hikers were caught in a tear in reality itself, a time slip, or something far more inexplicable. None of it has ever been proven, but no theory can explain everything. In 2019, the Russian government reopened the case. They once again blamed it on an avalanche, but most researchers and even many government scientists disagree. Too many questions remain, too many contradictions. The site is now known as Dyatlov Pass. A memorial stands near where the tent once laid. The mountain is quiet again, but the mystery has never really gone silent. 9 hikers entered the snow. Only one came back, and he never saw what happened. Whatever drove the others into the dark left no witnesses, and maybe that's exactly what it wanted. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. If this mystery left you with questions or your own theory, drop it in the comments below. I will read every single one. Don't forget to like the video if you found it interesting, and subscribe to Chronicle Views for more strange, chilling, and forgotten stories from the darker side of history. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.